स्वागत है आप सभी का स्पोर्ट्स स्टार के नए एडिशन में। आपके साथ मैं हूं निशा सिंह। एक नए एपिसोड के साथ हम एक बार फिर से आपके सामने हाजिर हैं। अगले 1 घंटे हम बात करेंगे, क्रिकेट की बात होगी, टेनिस की बात होगी, हॉकी की, इन तमाम खेलों की बात होगी और तमाम अपडेट्स आप तक पहुंचाएंगे। उसके अलावा कई सारे सेगमेंट्स भी हमारे पास हैं जिनके जरिए हम आपको बहुत सारी जानकारियां खेल की देंगे। मैं हूं आपके साथ निशा सिंह और मेरे साथ मौजूद है मेरे को एंकर अर्जुन।
Thank you, Nisha, and a very warm welcome to all of viewers on Doordarshan Sports as we bring you this reformatted Sports Hour. As Nisha just stated, it's a 60-minute program divided into 5 segments. The first segment would be on the sports roundup of the 25 top headlines making the news. Second is the expert take, where we'll discuss key stories with our guest expert. Third is on Ground Zero, where we will discuss a report really on the rise of sports persons throughout the ages. And then we have the fourth segment called Trending Now. What is trending? The news and current affairs currently. And down memory lane, what happened on the 25th of November before, from 1979 onwards, all the way down to 2006. So, Nisha, it's time now for the first segment, is it not?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। चलिए शुरुआत कर लेते हैं फर्स्ट सेगमेंट की और बात कर लेते हैं राउंड अप की, जहां पर हम बात करेंगे उन 25 खबरों की जो पूरे देश से आ रही हैं और खेल की खबरें बता रही हैं।
Third test match between India and England will start from tomorrow at Mohali. First test ended as a draw and India won the second test by 246 runs. Indian coach Anil Kumble categorically dismissed allegations of ball tampering levelled against skipper Virat Kohli by the British media. Australia were 307 for 6 after end of second day of the third test match against South Africa. Usman Khawaja made an unbeaten 138. Australia lead by 48 runs. New Zealand was 77 for 2 after end of the rain-affected first day of the second test match against Pakistan. Earlier, Pakistan won the toss and elected to field first. Zimbabwe set a victory target of 219 against West Indies in a triangular series match. This is a must-win match for West Indies to reach to the final.
पीवी सिंधु हांगकांग ओपन सुपर सीरीज के सेमीफाइनल में, जबकि साइना नेहवाल हार कर हुई बाहर। रणजी ट्रॉफी में महाराष्ट्र ने असम को एक पारी और 52 रन से हराते हुए बोनस अंक हासिल किए। अनुपम संकलेचा मैच के हीरो रहे, उन्होंने 12 विकेट चटकाए। इंग्लिश प्रीमियर लीग में शनिवार को लिवरपूल का सामना सनडरलैंड से होगा। शानदार फॉर्म में चल रहे लिवरपूल की कोशिश को जीत कर जो है टॉप पर पहुंचने की होगी। अंक तालिका में लिवरपूल दूसरे स्थान पर है। ईपीएल में टेबल टॉपर चेल्सी और टॉटेनहम हॉटस्पर्स कल आमने सामने होंगे। दिग्गज फुटबॉल क्लब मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड चेल्सी के विंगर विलियम को जनवरी में ट्रांसफर विंडो के जरिए टीम में शामिल करने पर विचार चल रहा है। होजे मेरिनो ब्राजीली खिलाड़ी विलियम के प्रशंसकों में से एक हैं।
Former Liverpool and England captain Steven Gerrard has retired, ending a 19-year-old playing career. Gerrard played 710 times for the Reds, winning 9 trophies, but joined MLS lead Los Angeles Galaxy in 2015. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has said that Anfield's door will always be open for former star player Steven Gerrard. Gerrard is likely to take a role at the Liverpool's academy. Wayne Rooney became Manchester United's top scorer in European competition, leading the English club to a 4-0 win over Feyenoord in the Europa League. In the German Soccer League Bundesliga, Bayern Munich to München will lock horn with Bayer Leverkusen on Saturday. Bayern is currently on second place after. FC Schalke reaped their 5th win in as many games after beating Nice 2-0 in a UEFA Europa League match. Schalke is on top of the group with 15 points.
स्पेनिश फुटबॉल लीगा में शीर्ष पर चल रहे रियल मैड्रिड का सामना शनिवार को स्पोर्टिंग गिजा से होगा। रियल के 12 मुकाबलों में 30 अंक हैं और वो बार्सिलोना से 4 अंक आगे है। फीफा की ताजा जारी रैंकिंग में भारतीय फुटबॉल टीम 137वें स्थान पर बनी हुई है। अर्जेंटीना पहले, ब्राजील दूसरे और जर्मनी तीसरे स्थान पर है। अंतिम क्षणों में एटलेटिको डी कोलकाता ने गोवा को 2-1 से हराकर इंडियन सुपर लीग के सेमीफाइनल में पहुंचने की अपनी उम्मीदें बरकरार रखी हैं। स्टीफन पियर्सन मैच के हीरो रहे। चेन्नई एफसी और नॉर्थ ईस्ट यूनाइटेड सेमीफाइनल में पहुंचने की उम्मीदों के साथ शनिवार को आईएसएल में होंगे आमने सामने। दोनों ही टीमें इस समय बॉटम हाफ में हैं। पश्चिम बंगाल के मित्रव गुहा राष्ट्रीय सब जूनियर शतरंज चैंपियनशिप के 8वें दौर के बाद 7.5 अंक लेकर टॉप पर बने हुए हैं। 8वीं बाजी में मित्रव ने राहुल श्रीवास्तव को मात दी।
Magnus Carlsen wrote back in the World Chess Championship match in style as he defeated Sergei Kajakin in Game 10 to draw level at 5-all with 2 games left to play. Indian Railways became champions of the 53rd Nehru Senior Hockey Tournament. In the final, Railways beat PNB 4-2. Lewis Hamilton struck the first blow of the crucial Abu Dhabi Grand Prix by topping the timesheets from a title rival Nico Rosberg in practice 1. Rosberg leads Hamilton by 12 points. Marathon and race walk routes revealed for IAAF World Championship London 2017. The 26.2-mile marathon route will start and finish at Tower Bridge in central London. And celebrated Indian boxer MC Mary Kom is all set to add another honour to her glittering career when she receives a Legends Award from the International Boxing Association on its 70th anniversary on December 20.
तो तमाम 25 खबरों के बारे में हमने जाना कि फुटबॉल के मैदान में क्या कुछ चल रहा है और किस तरीके से पीवी सिंधु यहां पर जीत हासिल करती जा रही है और आगे की राह को और ज्यादा आसान कर रही है। क्यों अर्जुन?
I agree. Those were the sports roundup of the 25 top headlines making the news and current affairs. Well, now we have our second segment, Nisha, which is the expert take, and we will be discussing that with our guest expert, Lieutenant General Utpal Bhattacharya. A very warm welcome to you in the program, sir.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Well, as we are all familiar, Lieutenant General Utpal Bhattacharya has been a regular on DD Sports, and he will be lending us his expertise on our 3 major stories. The first being the test match between India and England. The third test match will start in Mohali tomorrow, Nisha.
Bilkul.
And the second would be on the South Africa-Australia third test match after South Africa took the lead 2-0. And the third would be on the badminton performance.
बैडमिंटन, बिल्कुल। तो तमाम चीज़ों पर हम बात करेंगे कि आखिरकार क्या कुछ चल रहा है खेल के मैदान में। उसके अलावा मोहाली का जो टेस्ट है वो कल से शुरू होने वाला है और वो किस तरीके से होगा इस पर भी बात करेंगे। उत्पल जी, सबसे पहले आपसे जानना चाहूँगी क्या कुछ आप उम्मीद कर रहे हैं जो कल से मैच शुरू होगा, यहाँ पर क्या उम्मीद है? जो कि जो पिछला मैच है हम काफ़ी अच्छे तरीके से जीते हैं, काफ़ी ज़्यादा डिफरेंस यहाँ रहा है। अब अगले मैच में आप क्या उम्मीद कर रहे हैं?
देखिए, जीतने का जो मोमेंटम है वो हर वक्त जारी रखना चाहिए और इसमें विराट कोहली का जो नेतृत्व है उसको श्रेय देना पड़ेगा। इंग्लैंड टीम का कुछ प्रॉब्लम तो है। उसका एक मेन पेस बॉलर स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड, क्यों उसका जो एंडरसन पिछली सेकंड टेस्ट में खेला था, विकेट भी मिला, फर्स्ट टेस्ट में वो नहीं थे। तो अभी एंडरसन स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड ये दोनों का पेयर बहुत अच्छा कर रहा था इंग्लैंड के लिए, तो स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड को नहीं मिलेगा, ये उसके लिए एक बहुत ज़्यादा लॉस है।
We also have, Mr. Bhattacharya, the replacements for the Indian squad for the third test match after our victory in the second. So we have a replacement wicketkeeper, Parthiv Patel, and we also have another replacement for the side. How key are they to India's success in the third test match?
You see, Riddhiman Shah had pulled up some thigh muscles. So Parthiv Patel, of course, will be playing a test match after 8 years. 2008, I think he played the last test match against Sri Lanka. In fact, he played his last one day also against Sri Lanka 4 years back. Parthiv Patel was a 17-year-old boy when he started his career in the test matches. But he is in very good nick. He has been scoring runs. He is the skipper of the Gujarat team, getting runs, including a century in this year's Ranji Trophy. He has been getting runs for his IPL team also. So he is in good form as far as the batting is concerned. But the major question is his keeping. Riddhiman Shah is undoubtedly glove works. As far as the glove work is concerned, he is number one in the country today.
But I must say that I think this is a question on Nisha's lips also, that you have Bhuvaneshwar Kumar coming in for Gautam Gambhir, and Gautam Gambhir's performance in the first test match was scratchy. Do you agree with that replacement?
You see, Gautam Gambhir, after a long time, after all, he has played more than 50 test matches. And Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir was absolutely a top-notch opener. So it's very difficult to stage a comeback immediately after you have been laid off for some time. And if you see, he has played 4 innings. He had played 1 test match against New Zealand. He couldn't score much in the last test match against New Zealand in the first innings. Second innings, if you remember, he scored a very good 50. After that, this particular test match, that is the first test match which is at Rajkot. Frankly speaking, you see, he hasn't played very badly. If you remember, after scoring that mammoth amount of run at Rajkot, Indians were to bat for some time, and he remained unbeaten with his partner, with Murali Vijay. That was credible. Next day, on day 3, he of course got out cheaply. So yes, he has to, I am sure his career is not over. As some of the cricket pundits have been saying, Gautam Gambhir is over. I don't think so. He is a very gritty cricketer. He has staged a comeback not once, he has staged a comeback before also. And he is a quality left-handed opening batsman of ours. There is just no doubt about it. Yes, at the moment he is out of the team. I am sure he is going to stage a comeback within next 6 months, 1 year, because Indians are required to play a lot of test matches in 2016-17.
पार्थिव पटेल के बारे में आपसे जानना चाहूँ कि काफ़ी समय बाद अब उनकी वापसी हो रही है, उनके लिए कितना ज़्यादा टफ होने वाला है, क्योंकि उन्होंने स्कोर तो किया है, लेकिन जिस तरीके से इतने दिनों बाद उनकी ऐसे वापसी हो रही है टेस्ट में, काफ़ी दबाव उन पर होगा। क्योंकि मैं उनका एक छोटा सा इंटरव्यू पढ़ रही थी, कह रहे थे कि मैं रन तो मैं बना रहा हूँ और यहाँ पर भी बनाऊंगा, लेकिन आपको क्या लगता है कि क्या उन पर काफ़ी ज़्यादा दबाव होगा अपने आप को साबित करने का, टीम में बने रहने का?
You see, in a test match, the wicketkeeper has to be a very good wicketkeeper first. Batting is also important. Like we are very lucky to have Dhoni. At least first 10 years, he was a tremendous all-rounder. He was a skipper. He was a terrific wicketkeeper. Has got the record number of stumpings and catches, and he was a very good bat, no doubt about it. So he was a tremendous. He was one of our best all-round, I would call it. So as far as the Parthiv Patel is concerned, yes, behind the wicket, he has to do the glove work well. If you are a Baroda wicketkeeper, all said and done, and if you are playing for 10-15 years, then you have kept wickets while the Munaf Patel is bowling at the other end. You are keeping wickets and Irfan Pathan is bowling from the other end. Gujarat as such doesn't have the pace bowler of that caliber, but Jasprit Bumrah is from Gujarat. So he has been keeping wickets as Jasprit Bumrah is bowling from the other end. Because I am talking about what he has been doing in the last 4-5 years. He has been keeping wickets when Jasprit Bumrah is bowling. So not that he will be absolutely off the mark, but Riddhi was great. But Riddhi in the second test, he missed a couple of very vital catches. So, and batting wise, I am confident that Parthiv Patel will not let you do. And more so, when Virat Kohli is playing with 5 bowlers, he's playing with 5 bowlers and 5 batsmen, the wicketkeeper has to prove his worth with the bat. It's not only the glove work, it is behind the wicket and in front of the wicket also. He'll have to, and Riddhiman Shah has been a very gritty cricketer. He has played well, he has batted well. Not of course in the last test match, first test match, if you remember, he batted very well, he and Ashwin. So the point is, Ashwin is there, Ravindra Jadeja is there, they are also proving their worth with the willow. So wicketkeeper has to bat well, but the main thing for the wicketkeeper is glove work. While so many spinners are there, you know, it's not easy if it is taking a turn from day 3, which it is expected to do at Mohali. Day 3 onwards, Ravichandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, and I'm sure Jan Jadhav will be given another look, and Amit Mishra will have to rest. So all these spinners in actions, it's not that going to be that easy to do a good glove work behind the wicket.
Well,
I'm sure he will rise to the occasions, and Parthiv Patel will do a good job.
Well, speaking of wickets and the trio of spin bowlers playing at Mohali, how different will that wicket be from the wicket in the second Test match? And how do you see England preparing themselves against the trio of spin bowlers?
You see, they have got a. I'll come about the spinners later. I will talk about their coach first. Saqlain Mushtaq was one of the best off spin in the world. He is their coach. So I'm sure, and he is bowling not only their own bowling, Rashid, or they have got the Moeen Ali. In addition to that, Saqlain Mushtaq is also bowling a number of deliveries in the net, so that the spinners can they can play well against the spinner. Alistair Cook is very good against the spinner, no doubt about it. So is Joe Root, and third is Moeen Ali. So these 3 are the stalwarts against the spinners. Now they are going to take little chance because they are 1-0-1 behind in the series at the moment. They will tell Joe Butler will be told, you try and go after the spinners. Go after the spinners. It doesn't matter if you get out cheaply. You go after the spinner. You have to destroy their line and length. That will be the message to Jose Butler. And Jose Butler, you have seen how destructive he could be, especially in the one-dayer and T20. He is absolutely David Warner and Virendra Sehwag combined as a shorter format is concerned. He hasn't played that well in the Test matches. He hasn't played that many Test matches. I think it's a little gamble they are taking because with Jose Butler. But if there's nothing succeeds like success. But if Jose Butler can overpower a spinner, then it's going to be rich dividend for the England.
Well, that was the expert take on the upcoming third Test match between India and England. We now move on to our next story to be discussed between South Africa and Australia. Usman Khawaja hit 100 as he batted all of day 2 of the third Test match, earning Australia a 48-run lead over South Africa as it closed on 307 for 6 in Adelaide. Well, just looking at this Test match, Faf du Plessis was under a great deal of cloud, accused of ball tampering, found guilty of ball tampering, allegedly. His second offence, but not coming under the ICC's code of conduct, which has been introduced lately. Australia seems to have made a comeback. Do you really see them make a comeback in this Test series, particular the third Test match?
I think they are staging a comeback. You see, they have already lost the series. South Africa beating Australia in Australia, and that too quite badly. And remember, South Africa is not playing with their best batsman and captain, De Villiers. South Africa is not playing with their best bowlers, Dale Steyn. 2 of their best persons, best bowlers not playing, best batsmen not playing, and they are playing in Australia, and they are not playing in South Africa, and they have beaten them badly. They have not been able to answer Abbott. They have not been able to answer Rabada. They have not been able to answer Philander. So they are in quite a terrible state at the moment. David Warner is not amongst the runs. Usman Khawaja, you see, credit to Usman Khawaja. He is actually a number 3 batsman, 1 down batsman. He had to come as an opener. You know, it was a very tactical declarations by Faf du Plessis, as you mentioned. 259 for 9. That was the time because he wanted to put them in the batting for about last 7-8 overs, which of course they came out unscathed, and that was the time David Warner couldn't come and open the innings because he was out of the field for some time. So he had to be on the field. So Usman Khawaja, who generally comes as 1 drop, who generally comes at number 3, he came and he played at the day 1, and throughout the day he batted, and he still has carried his bat to play on the day 3. I think he has played magnificently. This Test match advantaged them, and this is a day-night match. This is with a pink ball. They are already experienced Australians. They have played against pink ball against New Zealand and they have beaten them. They are playing their first test match as far as the pink ball and the day-night test match is concerned. So at the moment it is definitely at Adelaide, at the home ground of Don Bradman, it is advantage Australia, no doubt about it.
अच्छा, उस्मान ख्वाजा के बारे में आप बात कर रहे हैं, उनकी आप परफॉर्मेंस को क्या किस तरीके से देख रहे हैं, किस तरीके से आंक रहे हैं? चूंकि इस वक्त अगर मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया की बात करें तो सबसे ज़्यादा अगर मजबूत स्थिति में है तो वो सिर्फ उस्मान ख्वाजा की वजह से है.
Absolutely, you have said it, because anchor, he has opened the innings, and he is not an opener. That's exactly हम बता रहे थे, जो ओपनिंग करते नहीं है, लेकिन ये मैच में ओपनिंग करने पड़ा मजबूरी, कि वो डेविड वार्नर को ओपनिंग नहीं भेज सका, कि वो ग्राउंड में कुछ देर तक बाहर थे, वो ट्रीटमेंट के लिए गए थे. तो उसके फर्स्ट डे 7-8 ओवर खेलने पड़ा उसको, उस्मान ख्वाजा को. और आज तो सारा दिन खेले, एक साइड से विकेट एक के बाद एक गिरते रहा, लेकिन उस्मान ख्वाजा बिल्कुल सही तरीका से खेल रहा था और बड़ा नेचुरल गेम खेला. कि एबट को हो, रबाडा को हो, फिनलैंडर को, सबको बहुत अच्छा तरीका से खेला. तकरीबन चांसलेस इनिंग्स, हम इनिंग्स कुछ देख रहे थे. उस्मान ख्वाजा बहुत अच्छा बैट्समैन है.
So 138 not out, Nisha, Usman Khwaja, and the Australia have taken a lead of 48 runs. So with 4 wickets remaining, what is really the ideal lead for Australia in the first innings so that they can put pressure on South Africa in the second innings?
Not only that, Arjun, remember, nobody would like to bat for a long time in the 4th innings in a test match. So whatever lead they can take, that lead is required to be compensated by South African batsmen first, and then they'll have to march forward. So in the 4th innings, anything more than 200 is always a very, very challenging score. Anything more. If Australia is required to score more than 200 runs in the second innings, then it will be again a very tough match for them. As I mentioned, that of course today also they expected that after 80 overs new ball will be taken and there will be little dew and all, because it's the day-night match. They might take a couple of wickets more, but Mitchell Starc also gave a tremendous support to Usman Khwaja, and both the batsmen remained unbeaten. So I think they would be looking any lead, because they would like to bat as much as possible. I think logically they will be able to take about 120 runs lead. After that, Hazlewood and Mitchell Starc, they will have to bowl their hearts out to restrict South Africa to such an extent so that they are not required to score more than 150 runs in their 4th innings.
चलिए, तो अब बात कर लेते हैं बैडमिंटन की. दरअसल बैडमिंटन कोर्ट पर भारतीय खिलाड़ियों का आज का जो दिन रहा वो मिला जुला रहा. पीवी सिंधु एक और जहां हांगकांग ओपन के सेमीफाइनल में पहुंची, वहीं सानिया नेहवाल का सफर क्वार्टर फाइनल में ही थम गया. इस जीत के साथ ही सिंधु वर्ल्ड सुपर सीरीज फाइनल्स में पहुंच सकती हैं. तो आप किस तरीके से देख रहे हैं? एक तो अगर हम बात करें यहाँ पर पीवी सिंधु की, तो पीवी सिंधु यहाँ पर आगे जाती हुई दिखाई दे रही है, लेकिन सानिया नेहवाल के रूप में हमें एक झटका भी लगा. एक तरफ उम्मीद टूटी है तो दूसरी तरफ एक उम्मीद हमें बरकरार भी है कि हमारे पास हम जीत सकते हैं.
देखिए, एक चीज़ हमको याद रखना चाहिए, ये 2016 का जनवरी महीना में सानिया नेहवाल वर्ल्ड का सिंगल्स में नंबर 1 प्लेयर थे. सिंगल्स में नंबर 1 प्लेयर जो भी गेम्स हो उसमें होना काबिले तारीफ है. हमारा लियांडर पेस, महेश भूपति सब नंबर 1 थे, वो डबल्स में. सिंगल्स में नंबर 1 थे. सानिया मिर्जा भी नंबर 1 थे, अभी भी है बरकरार, वो डबल्स में. कोई बैडमिंटन में सिंगल्स में. तो सानिया नेहवाल का क्वालिटी में कोई नोट ऑफ इंटरोगेशन, कोई प्रश्न चिन्ह है नहीं. वो अभी फर्स्ट राउंड जल्दी हार गए थे ओलंपिक्स में, उसको बाद से उसको चोट थे. इसका पहले वो चाइना सुपर सीरीज था, उधर भी वो जल्दी हार गए. तो अभी वो चोट से निकाल के आ रहे हैं. 2 राउंड जीते हैं. थाईलैंड का ओपोनेंट को इतना जबरदस्त हराया, उसका बाद सेकंड राउंड में भी आ रहा है. इन द लास्ट 8 ये मैच जीतने से पीवी संधू के साथ लड़ाई होते थे. एनीवे, तो वो मैच तो वो भी 3 गेम में हार गए, ऐसा नहीं स्ट्रेट गेम में हार गए. तो सानिया नेहवाल का क्वालिटी, सानिया नेहवाल ही इतना बढ़वा दिया बैडमिंटन को. पहली मेडल आपको बैडमिंटन में इन द ओलंपिक सानिया नेहवाल में मिला था. और पीवी संधू बहुत अच्छा फॉर्म से चल रहा है. उसको सिल्वर मिला था लास्ट ओलंपिक्स रियो में कुछ महीना पहले. उन्होंने चाइना सुपर सीरीज जीते हैं, अभी तो सेमीफाइनल्स में पहुंचे. हम तो आशा करेंगे वो गोल्ड मेडल उधर भी मिले उसको. सेकंड सुपर सीरीज टूर्नामेंट में वो चैंपियन बने.
So as you just mentioned that PV Sindhu is really going through a golden run. Well, a silver run, you could say, silver medal at the Rio Olympics, as you just mentioned, and then the China Open Super Series victory. That has really plummeted her to the top. She's now ranked 9th because of her semi-final entry into the Hong Kong Super Series. Do you see her defeating her opponent in the semi-final to make it to the final?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she should not stop only reaching the finals. She should win the tournament.
How tough is your opponent?
No, opponents all right. You see those opponents, any badminton tournament in the last 8 and the last 4, you'll be meeting 50% Chinese. There's just no doubt about it. And some of the Chinese players who are not in the top 6 or top 7, they play for Chinese Taipei, they play for Hong Kong, they sometimes play for Australia also. So that is the type of game. So you will always get very, very tough opponent. But PV Sandhu has been a very tough customer. She's going through the golden run, as you very rightly mentioned. And the best thing about PV Sandhu, she does not commit the same mistake twice. That is one great thing if you have seen. I mean, that's how Pulela Gopichand also number of times had mentioned that anything told to her, she sticks to it and she rectifies that mistake overnight. So that's one greatness about her. I'm confident that she will win 2 more matches. She's in the last 4, 2 more matches to win to get a gold. She has already tested a gold medal in the Super Series, where she has beaten a Chinese in China. She was trailing. She lost the first set. The vociferous crowd, everybody is cheering the Chinese player, obviously, and she has beaten her there while she was down 1 game. She is in absolutely pink form.
अब जिस तरीके के उनका इन दिनों फॉर्म चल रहा है, हम चाइना सुपर सीरीज की बात करें तो वहां पर भी जीते, यहाँ पर भी जीते. आगे के मैचेस में आप किस तरीके से देख रहे हैं कि आगे के मैचेस में सिंधु किस तरह का कमाल करने वाली है? जो ये जीत चल रही है वो लगातार चलने वाली है, उम्मीद करें हम?
You see, the momentum of winning has to be kept up. That is very important. जब जीत रहे हैं आप, वो जीत को बरकरार रखना बहुत जरूरी है. लेकिन उसका रिजीम होता है, उसको आपको रेस्ट देना है. वो कौन कौन सा टूर्नामेंट आप खेलेंगे ये भी टिक मारना है. ऐसा नहीं एक के बाद एक 52 वीक होता है. 52 वीक में आप 40 टूर्नामेंट खेले. आपको ठीक टाइप में टूर्नामेंट, बड़े टूर्नामेंट का पहले कितना प्रैक्टिस होना चाहिए, कितना होम ग्राउंड में आना चाहिए, कितना आपको एकेडमी में दूसरा प्रैक्टिस होना चाहिए, जिम, एथलेटिक्स, ये सब बैलेंस तैयार करते हैं. पुलेला गोपीचंद है उसका जो अभी कोच. तो पुलेला गोपीचंद से अच्छा कौन इसके बारे में पता होगा. तो इंजरी फ्री रहना चाहिए, ये सबसे बड़ा बात. जैसे साइना नेहवाल थोड़ा इंजरी प्रोन हो गया पिछली 1.5-2 साल में, वो इंजरी फ्री होना चाहिए. तो पीवी संधू और साइना नेहवाल दोनों स्टार है हमारा बैडमिंटन का इंडिया. और लड़के वाला भी बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है. इसमें अजय श्रीराम बहुत अच्छा खेला, सौरभ वर्मा इतना बढ़िया खेले. तो इसका माने रिपल इफेक्ट होता है बैडमिंटन में. बहुत बेस बनिया और कुछ दिनों में तो बैडमिंटन लीग भी शुरू हो रहा है, प्रोफेशनल लीग.
Well, speaking about Pulela Gopichand and the Gopichand Academy, and under whose tutelage she has been training regularly in a disciplined manner, how important do you see Pulela Gopichand improving PV Sindhu's game, which was primarily close to the net because of her height? Do you feel now that maybe she has an all-round game to tackle any opponent in the world today?
You asked a very technical question. You are right. Till today, I feel, as far as the all-round game is concerned, all-court game is concerned, it is Saina Nehwal is still better than PV Sandhu. You are very right. PV Sandhu's height, backcourt, she is very good. Smash, she is very good. But to counter the drop shots, she is little weak. I am sure Pulela Gopichand has been working with it. Pulela Gopichand, how many coaches are like that? When Saina Nehwal got a bronze in London, Pulela Gopichand was the coach. Now, he has also improved upon the color of the medal from bronze to silver. Now, PV Sandhu's coach is Pulela Gopichand. So, I am sure he must have taken note of it, and those drop shots return, what you were talking about, she will also come up with some good lessons.
Well, Nisha, that was our expert take on our 3 stories dominating the news and current affairs right now on sports. But before we go to ground zero, should we take a break?
बिल्कुल, एक ब्रेक के लिए रुकते हैं और ब्रेक के बाद तुरंत हाजिर होंगे कुछ और सेगमेंट्स के साथ.
DD Sports, the spirit of India.
हिंदुस्तान की शान है हम में दम।
हर मुश्किल का सामना करने का जज्बा रखते हैं हम।
लो आ रहे हैं हम।
Only on DD Sports.
Only on DD Sports. सिर्फ DD Sports पर। Only on DD Sports। देखते रहिए।
देखते रहिए।
देखते रहिए।
देखते रहिए।
और चलिए ब्रेक के बाद एक बार फिर से आपका स्वागत है। हम लगातार बात कर रहे हैं अपने कई सारे सेगमेंट्स की। कई सारे सेगमेंट्स हम खत्म कर चुके हैं और कई सारे सेगमेंट्स अभी भी आपका इंतजार कर रहे हैं। तो चलिए अगले सेगमेंट की तरफ बढ़ते हैं, दैट इज ग्राउंड जीरो। ग्राउंड जीरो में हम आपको हर दिन कुछ करिश्माई खिलाड़ियों से रूबरू कराते हैं। इसी कड़ी में आज हम आपको दिखाएंगे दुनिया के 2 शानदार टेनिस खिलाड़ियों का सुनहरा सफर।
दो 2016 का साल खत्म होने में महीने भर से ज्यादा का वक्त बाकी है, लेकिन एंडी मरे ने दुनिया को अभी से ही बतला दिया है कि ये उनकी बादशाहत का साल है। उन्होंने एटीपी वर्ल्ड टूर फाइनल्स के खिताबी मुकाबले में 5 बार के वर्ल्ड चैंपियन नोवाक जोकोविच को सीधे सेटों में 6-3, 6-4 से हराकर नंबर 1 की अपनी रैंकिंग को कायम रखा है। दरअसल ये साल एंडी मरे के लिए कामयाबी का साल साबित हुआ। उन्होंने एटीपी टूर फाइनल्स का खिताब अपने करियर में पहली बार जीता है। इस साल विंबलडन ग्रैंड स्लैम का खिताब भी उन्होंने जीता। मरे के करियर का ये दूसरा विंबलडन खिताब है। 2016 में मरे ऑस्ट्रेलियन ओपन और फ्रेंच ओपन के फाइनल में भी जगह बनाने में कामयाब रहे। इसके अलावा रियो ओलंपिक का गोल्ड मेडल भी उनके नाम रहा। इन कामयाबियों की बदौलत एंडी मरे टेनिस की दुनिया में नंबर 1 पायदान पर पहुंच गए हैं। 29 साल की उम्र में ही सही, लेकिन मरे उस मुकाम तक पहुंच गए हैं जहां पहुंचने के लिए वे बीते 1 दशक से संघर्ष कर रहे थे, पसीना बहा रहे थे, कई मौकों पर दिग्गजों को चौंकाने का काम भी कर रहे थे। लेकिन नंबर 1 पायदान तक पहुंचना आसान नहीं था। किस्मत का खेल कुछ ऐसा था कि इस 1 दशक के दौरान टेनिस की दुनिया में रोजर फेडरर, राफेल नडाल और नोवाक जोकोविच का जलवा छाया हुआ था। इन सुपर सितारों की मौजूदगी के बीच एंडी मरे को नंबर 4 खिलाड़ी ही आंका गया। मरे लगातार चौथे पायदान पर ही बने रहे। ये एंडी मरे की खासियत और उनका अनुशासन ही था जो चैंपियन खिलाड़ियों की मौजूदगी में भी उनके मनोबल को बनाए हुए था। एंडी मरे हर टूर्नामेंट में अपने पूरे दमखम के साथ उतरते और अंतिम 4 में जगह बनाकर संतुष्ट होते रहे। मरे इस हालात से ऊबे नहीं, क्योंकि उन्हें इसका एहसास था कि एक दिन मेरा वक्त भी आएगा। लिहाजा टेनिस की दुनिया से वे गायब नहीं हुए, बने रहे पूरे दमखम के साथ। अपनी बारी के आने के इंतजार का फायदा मरे को 2016 में हुआ। समय के साथ रोजर फेडरर की चमक फीकी पड़ चुकी थी। नडाल का घुटना उन्हें जब तब परेशान करने लगा और जोकोविच के खेल में थोड़ी कमी क्या दिखी, मरे एकदम से अपने रंग में आ गए। 2016 के बाद अब उनका इरादा 2017 में अपनी बादशाहत को कायम रखने का होगा। बादशाहत के साथ ग्रैंड स्लैम के खिताबों की संख्या बढ़ाने पर भी उनकी नजरें टिकी होंगी। एक दशक से ज्यादा लंबे समय के अपने करियर में एंडी मरे ने अब तक 3 ग्रैंड स्लैम खिताब जीते हैं। 2012 और 2016 में उन्होंने विंबलडन का खिताब जीता है। 2012 में वे यूएस ओपन का खिताब जीतने में कामयाब हुए हैं। जाहिर है ऐसे में टेनिस प्रेमियों को नए साल में एंडी मरे और नोवाक जोकोविच के बीच जोरदार टक्कर देखने को मिलेगी। पुरुष टेनिस में जहां एंडी मरे का जादू साल भर देखने को मिला, वहीं महिला टेनिस में जर्मनी की एंजेलिक कर्बर का जादू छाया रहा। 28 साल की उम्र में वे टेनिस की दुनिया में शीर्ष रैंकिंग तक पहुंची हैं। सबसे ज्यादा उम्र में टॉप पर पहुंचने वाली खिलाड़ी हैं कर्बर। सेरेना विलियम्स जैसी जोरदार खिलाड़ी की मौजूदगी में कर्बर ने पूरे साल बेहतरीन प्रदर्शन किया। उन्होंने 2016 में ऑस्ट्रेलियन ओपन के साथ साथ यूएस ओपन का खिताब जीता है। वे इसी साल विंबलडन के फाइनल में भी पहुंची। रियो ओलंपिक में उन्होंने सिल्वर मेडल जीता। कर्बर WTA फाइनल्स के फाइनल तक पहुंचने में कामयाब रही। बाएं हाथ से आक्रामक टेनिस खेलने के लिए मशहूर एंजेलिक कर्बर ने 2003 से प्रोफेशनल टेनिस खेलना शुरू किया। 2007 में उन्होंने पहली बार ग्रैंड स्लैम में हिस्सा लिया, लेकिन 2016 से पहले करीब दशक के दौरान कर्बर एक बार भी ग्रैंड स्लैम खिताब नहीं जीत पाई। लेकिन इस साल उन्होंने एक के बाद एक करके 2 ग्रैंड स्लैम खिताब जीत लिए।
Parthiv Patel will return to Test cricket after 8 years to replace an injured Wriddhiman Saha. There were more than 3,000 posts on Facebook trending Parthiv Patel as he is all set to play a Test match after 8 years due to first-choice glovesman Wriddhiman Saha's tendonitis. Steve Gerrard, Liverpool icon, was trending on Facebook and Twitter with over 110,000 people talking and posting about his announced retirement from professional football.
Well, that was the new #1 tennis player Andy Murray ending the Novak Djokovic monopoly on the men's singles 122-week reign, the winner of the Wimbledon and the Rio Olympics gold medal. Let's put the question now to our expert, Lieutenant General Utpal Bhattacharya. Andy Murray has been definitely someone who's risen from ground zero. He has used a variety of coaches, male and female, to reach to the top. Would you say is the ideal player to be nominated as the sportsperson for Ground Zero?
The point is, he's a very, very gritty customer. In addition to whatever has been told, England is winning the Davis Cup, and it was just one-man show. Andy Murray winning both the singles, and Andy Murray with his elder brother winning the doubles also. That's how they won the Davis Cup. So he is in absolutely tremendous form for the last couple of years. Otherwise, you were right, he was all the time playing not second fiddle, not third fiddle, the fourth fiddle behind those 3 stalwarts. Roger Federer 17 Grand Slam, Rafael Nadal 12 Grand Slams, Novak Djokovic also 9 Grand Slams. So he was always behind them. He has won that. You must mention ATP series. ATP series, the end of the year tournament, where the best 8 players they take part. So he is in absolutely magnificent form, but he hasn't won very many Grand Slam yet, 3, and he is in the circuit. But one thing, if you have noticed, in the last 6 years, there is hardly any Grand Slam where he hasn't reached at least in the semi-finals. He is a tremendous team man. Last time he could not play for the England team, but he went there to cheer up his team. That is his team spirit. He's from, of course, Scotland. He is, to that respect, he is not from England as such. He is the part of the UK team, United Kingdom team. So he is from Scotland. He is a Scot. So he is in absolutely tremendous form. He's playing very well. He has overtaken Novak Djokovic, who was there as a number one spot, was as if it was permanently reserved for Novak Djokovic for the last 122 weeks, as you very rightly mentioned. And once he has breached that. Novak Djokovic was also was playing very well throughout the year. He has also won the Grand Slams in 2016. The 2016, he has again won the Wimbledon. He is in magnificent form, very gritty player, and he is very consistent performer. That's why I mentioned that he does not lose in a Grand Slam in second round or third round. Always reach the semi-final stage in almost all the Grand Slams. Last 32 Grand Slams, if you see, I spoke about the 8 years, 4 Grand Slams in a year. In last 32 times, I'm sure he must have reached the semi-finals 29 times. That is his डिग्री ऑफ कंसिस्टेंसी।
यानी कंसिस्टेंसी की आप बात कर रहे हैं, लगातार 24 बार वो जीत चुके हैं, लगातार 24 जीत आपको आप कैसे देख रहे हैं? क्योंकि जब खिलाड़ी लगातार खेलता रहता है तो उसके सामने भी परेशानी आती है, स्वास्थ्य को लेकर परेशानी आती है, वो इंजरीज भी होती हैं, लेकिन लगातार 24 यहाँ पर मैचेस जीतना, आप इसे कैसे देख रहे हैं?
You see 24 मैचेस you have to win लगातार, इसका मतलब ये कोई टूर्नामेंट में 5 मैच जीतने से आप चैंपियन हो गया। जनरली राउंड ऑफ 32, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1 5 मैच आपको जीतना है। तो ऐसा 4, 5, 20 उसको मतलब 4 टूर्नामेंट जीता एंड लास्ट एटीपी वर्ल्ड सीरीज भी जीत गया। उसीलिए बताया ना, बड़ा कंसिस्टेंट परफॉर्मर है। बहुत सा मैच वो नोवाक जोकोविच के साथ हारा, बहुत सा फाइनल्स, बहुत सा मैच सेमीफाइनल्स में वो राफेल नडाल के रॉजर फेडरर से हुआ, लेकिन दूसरा कोई प्लेयर को जोंगा से हार गया कि दूसरा राउनिक से हार गया, ऐसा नहीं होता है। वो ये सच ए कंसिस्टेंट परफॉर्मर। ये तो बहुत बढ़िया चीज बताया आपने। 24 मैच एक के बाद एक जीता, अनबीटन। 24 मैच में हारा नहीं, उसका मतलब 4 टूर्नामेंट तो उधर ही जीत गए। 4, 5, 20, 4, 4।
और इसके अलावा इस मुकाम पर, इस जगह पर जहां वो पहुंचे, वो पहले खिलाड़ी हैं ब्रिटिश के।
एब्सोल्युटली। फ्रेड पेरी का बाद, जिसका वो टी शर्ट पहन के हम लोग खेलते हैं, वो फ्रेड पेरी का बाद वो दूसरा प्लेयर है जो विंबलडन जीते, जो इंग्लैंड को डेविस कप दिलाया, जो जाकर बाहर वो यूएस ऑस्ट्रेलियन ओपन जीते। वो बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है एंड ही इज अ वेरी वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग प्लेयर। ही प्रैक्टिसेस टेनिस 8 hours a day every day, whether there's a tournament on or tournament is not on.
So speaking about Andy Murray, who is really the focus of Ground Zero, how do you see 2017 panning out? You have the Australian Open starting and then you move on to the clay surface of the French Open. So you have hard court and then the clay court.
Yeah, that is normal the thing. And before the Australian Open, we have got our own ATP, the only ATP which in the South Asians, that's in Chennai. And there we are getting Marin Cilic. He's going to be the top seed. Anyway, that besides, you were talking about the Grand Slams. All these 3 players. Now there are some new players like Milos Raonic of Canada, Zonga. So they are also in absolute top form. Roger Federer, people say he's not finished yet. He's definitely not finished. But to win a Grand Slam again by Roger Federer will be a little difficult. Again, winning a Grand Slam, at least in the hard court of Melbourne, Flinders Park, that's the first one. And Flinders Park, winning a Grand Slam by the person who's having lots of trouble in their knees, that is Rafael Nadal, is difficult. So my take is going to be between Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray as far as the Australian Open is concerned. But as far as next one, French Open is concerned, you never know. Rafael Nadal is there, David Ferrer, who is again a great exponent of the clay court, he is also a Spaniard. So there could be a lot many competitors. As for the Australian Open, one between the two, I think.
एंजेलिक कर्बर की अगर हम बात करें, सेरेना विलियम्स को हटाकर वो अब नंबर 1 की पोजीशन पर है और साल का अंत तो उनका ऐसे ही होगा। सेरेना विलियम्स काफी समय से नंबर 1 पर थी, उन्हें हटा पाना और इस पोजीशन पर बनना और इसे बरकरार रखना कितना मुश्किल आपको लगता है?
बिल्कुल, this German girl, she is also in top form and she is not getting younger. She is My take is she's going to win 2 out of the 4 Grand Slams in 2017. But Serena Williams cannot be written off like Roger Federer. He's not within the first 10 after a long time. I think after 11 years he's not within first 10. His ranking is number 11. Serena Williams, let her get fit, she will stage a comeback. I mean, Serena Williams cannot be written off, and I have got a feeling that she might again overtake Angelique Kerber, and she might again take that spot after the second Grand Slam or so. Angelique Kerber is very creditable for her. She has not only gone number 1, she has beaten Serena Williams at least 3 times last year.
And her style of play reminds me of Monica Seles, you know, the aggressive double-handed forehand and backhand. Does she remind you of Monica Seles of the past?
The other thing you kept little tongue in check, that is the little bit of grunting also. Absolutely.
So that's the style of play as far as Angelique Kerber is concerned. How competitive is women's tennis, and how do you see 2017 for Angelique Kerber?
Angelique Kerber 2017, in the ladies, these things, if you see, there are a lot many others coming up. It's good to see Venus Williams also staging a comeback. Venus Williams, who was not well, of course, age is catching up with her. She's also playing well, and a lot many other players are also there in the basket, in the bouquet. So Angelique Kerber should do very well. And Ivanovic, of course, has gone down a bit. She's of course having.
But what about Maria Sharapova? I mean, she's coming out of a dope ban. She suffers from diabetes. She took a banned substance and was punished. Do you see her as someone really challenging Angelique Kerber if she makes a comeback?
Anybody staging a comeback from injury or for such ban and all will take some time to settle down. I'm not saying she is over, she is finished, but she is going to take little time to make an impact in the ground in the Grand Slams. So Maria Sharapova, she has won all the Grand Slams. She is a great tennis player amongst women, there's no doubt about it. But well, after the ban, when she comes back, she has to wait for a turn to make an impact in the Grand Slam.
अच्छा, हम कंसिस्टेंस की बात कर रहे थे, कितनी कंसिस्टेंसी के साथ यहाँ पर एंडी मरे ने परफॉर्म किया. अगर हम यहाँ पर बात करें एंजेलिक कर्बर की भी, उन्होंने भी काफ़ी कंसिस्टेंटली परफॉर्म किया है. चाहे सरीना को उन्होंने नंबर 1 के उससे हटाया भी, उसके अलावा अगर ओलंपिक में रजत भी जीता है, लगातार उनकी परफॉर्मेंस डे बाई डे हमने देखा है कि इम्प्रूव करती गई, जिसकी वजह से वो आज इस चीज़ पर स्टे कर रही हैं.
बिल्कुल, देखिए एंजेलिक कर्बर पिछले 3-4 साल से बहुत अच्छे खेल रहे हैं. एंड ये सेरेना विलियम्स ऐसा एक महारथी को हरा से ज़्यादा आप जीतते हैं ना, आपको मोटिवेशन लेवल दूसरा लेवल में चले जाते हैं. एंड ये जो और एक बड़ा वो है, उसका आइडल कौन है? एंजेलिक कर्बर का आइडल है अनदर जर्मन प्लेयर स्टेफी ग्राफ. स्टेफी ग्राफ, इनफैक्ट द जर्मन्स गॉट लिटिल स्टक विथ बोरिस बेकर एंड स्टेफी ग्राफ, दोनों एक साथ चैंपियन होते थे. तो उसका बाद स्टेफी ग्राफ का बाद स्टेफी ग्राफ का मुकाम छूना अभी तक बहुत देर है उसका, लेकिन एंजेलिक कर्बर्स आइडल स्टेफी ग्राफ, तो इतना बढ़िया जिसका आइडल है उसी कंट्री का, तो उसका खेल तो अच्छा होना ही है. तो बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है. उसको हम तो एंजेलिक कर्बर को बोला एक 1 to 2 ग्रैंड स्लैम्स इन 2017 is my guess for Angelique Kerber.
So that was the end of our third segment, which is Ground Zero, where we focused on 2 rising players, Andy Murray and Angelique Kerber. It's time now for our fourth segment, which is Trending Now. So in our special segment on Trending Now, there is a lot of buzz in social media about Parthiv Patel, who is making a comeback into the Test team, and former Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard. So let's have a look.
Parthiv Patel will return to Test cricket after 8 years to replace an injured Wriddhiman Saha. There were more than 3,000 posts on Facebook trending Parthiv Patel as he is all set to play a Test match after 8 years due to first-choice glovesman Wriddhiman Saha's tendonitis. Steve Gerrard, Liverpool icon, was trending on Facebook and Twitter with over 110,000 people talking and posting about his announced retirement from professional football.
So that was trending now. We are looking at the news and current affairs making the trend right now. And Parthiv Patel is someone who is making a comeback into the third test match against England. He would be replacing Riddhiman Saha. The other player to replace would be Gautam Gambhir, who has been dropped, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar is coming in as the medium-fast bowler for India. And we also discussed about Steven Gerrard, who has been a legend in English Premier League. Nisha, if you look at the EPL, if you look at the UEFA Champions League, European competition, including the Europa Cup, Steven Gerrard has been a mainstay both for his club and for his country as well in soccer.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
So Liverpool has been a forefront in the EPL. They have done particularly well till, of course, Luis Suarez was transferred to another club. But Liverpool has a very rich history. And let's put the question now to our guest expert to put things in perspective about someone like Steven Gerrard. We've already discussed about Parthiv Patel. Steven Gerrard, Mr. Bhattacharya, has been a mainstay for Liverpool, and he has played for England for a long period.
Steven Gerrard is one of the attacking midfielder. He's one of the midfielder, and the amount of scoring he has done for Liverpool as well as England. He has skippered England, and not only that, he is a hero in Anfield. He is a hero for the Liverpool. And a couple of years back, he left Liverpool to play in the Major League Soccer, that is in USA. Of course, that path was shown by David Beckham. He's the first one to go from the England team to go and play there in MLS. So he is a great player, and his career span for more than 16 years. He started playing in the Liverpool boys, and from that academy he is the product, and he is a one-man player. Like many of the players, they keep changing their jerseys. He never changed his jersey, and he has given service to English team till about last 2 years, and he captained the England team, and he has scored so many goals. And Steven Gerrard, another thing you must remember, he is one player, the up and down player. He is an omnipresent. Per match, he used to run about 11 kilometers. In 90 minutes match, Steven Gerrard as a midfielder, going as a third forward, going as a fourth forward, and making the gap in the defense.
You mean someone like Beckenbauer for Germany, that kind of a captain who would really dominate the game and feed both the wings?
Absolutely feed, and he himself was a good scorer, Steven Gerrard. The only other player who can be compared with in England team was the Frank Lampard, who of course donned the jersey of Chelsea all through, and he was also a similar looking player. Two of these midfielders in the England team, that's how they are such a good team. And the England teams all the time, whether scoring or not, deep defenders or not, but two of these midfielders were stalwarts all the time, and they not only served Chelsea and Liverpool, they also served the England team for a long time.
So in trending now, we just discussed about Steven Gerrard for Liverpool and England, who's retired, and Parthiv Patel, who's making a comeback into the Indian side. It's time now for our fifth and final segment, which is called Down Memory Lane. In this segment of Down Memory Lane, we will try to recall why the 25th November is important in sporting history.
This day is also very special to one of the best all-rounder of all time, Imran Khan. Former World Cup winning Pakistani captain made his first Test 100 against West Indies this very day on 1980. Test match was played at Lahore. Imran made brilliant 123 runs with the help of 13 boundaries. Match ended as a draw. This was the first Test match of a 4-match series between Pakistan and West Indies. Imran was declared man of the match for his maiden Test 100. Imran is undoubtedly the greatest cricketer to play for Pakistan. He was considered as Pakistan's most successful cricket captain. Imran won the World Cup 1992 for Pakistan. It was as a bowler that he is best remembered, taking 362 Test wickets at an average of 22.81. he would rate as highly as any bowler from any era. We also remembered this day for the brilliant performance of Indian spinner Venkatpati Raju. He bowled extremely well at the second and third day of the first test match between India and Sri Lanka in 1990. India scored 288 in their first innings. Sri Lanka's joy at keeping India's total under 300 was short-lived. For the appearance of Raju after 16 overs changed the complexion of the match. He spun out the middle order with 5 wickets for just 2 runs in 39 balls. Raju's figures of 6 for 12 from 17.5 overs and dismissed Sri Lanka for 82 second innings. By the help of this performance, India won by an innings and 8 runs. Raju was declared man of the match. From cricket to football, on this day in 2014, charismatic striker Lionel Messi has surpassed Raul Gundazes' record as the top scorer in UEFA Champions League history in FC Barcelona's game at Apol FC. Lionel Messi's hat-trick helps Barcelona beat Cypriot side Apol Nicosia 4-0 in that match. The forward scored his 72nd goal in the competition, while it took Raul 142 UEFA Champions League outings to run by his 71 goals. Messi's appearance against Apol was his 91st in the competition. Winning the 2009, 2010, 2011 and 2012 awards for the best player in the world. Top scorer for Barcelona and still under the age of 30. Messi is simply one of the best there has ever been. At present, Cristiano Ronaldo leading the chart in terms of goal scoring in UEFA Champions League, while Messi at second place.
तो आपने देखा कि किस तरीके से तमाम लेजेंड, चाहे हम इमरान खान की बात कर लें या फिर बात कर लें वेंकटपति की, किस तरीके से इन्होंने अपने बैट और बॉल के जरिए आज तक सभी के लिए प्रेरणा का स्रोत बने हुए। आज तक लोग उन्हें देखते हैं, उन्हें पसंद करते हैं, उन्हें फॉलो करते हैं और कहीं ना कहीं एक मन में चाह होती है कि उनकी तरह बने।
Yes, down memory lane, we covered Imran Khan, who on this day had scored a century against West Indies. This is just before he took over the captaincy of Pakistan, and of course after that, as we all know, he continued as a living legend, right now serving as a politician in Pakistan. Venkatpati Raju, man of the match against Sri Lanka in 1990, and then Lionel Messi, who can forget him, Ballon d'Or number of times and still a force to reckon with for his club side and his national side.
बिल्कुल, तो आप स्टूडियो में आए उत्पल जी और हमारे साथ बातचीत की, तमाम चर्चा में शामिल हुए, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
धन्यवाद।
And you may also enjoy this show at 12 midnight and 7 next morning. You can also watch Sports Hour at our YouTube channel. And for us to connect on social media, you can connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and finally email us sportshour4@gmail.com, where you can give us your reaction and help us improve this program, Sports Hour, which has recently been reformatted.
बिल्कुल, sportshour@gmail पर भी आप जा सकते हैं और हमें मेल कर सकते हैं। आज के लिए हमारे इस खास एपिसोड में केवल इतना ही है। मुझे और अर्जुन को इजाज़त दीजिए। एक बार फिर से आपके सामने हाजिर होंगे कल और आपको बताएंगे स्पोर्ट्स जगत की तमाम खबरें। नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।